Okay, so on the broader perspective, when we talk about screening model, it can be basically overall, should this project go ahead or not? You see, and that would be a very big kind of like yes or no sort of things, you see. And also, like I said, when you are vying for different project meaning different product to be on the selection model. This is at a very big on a very broad view when there's a very big um when there's a big broad area. We're not talking about components, subcomponents here, you see. We're just talking about whether you want to build house, this project is going to be about a commercial, or is it going to be uh, doing it for residential or a combination, or whether you're going to have like the option of renting it out or building something for some people and then they rent it from you and all that. So there may be different project. These are all different projects. So on the selection on a bigger scale, the selection is going to be involving the screening and selection is going to be involving that sort of level. You see whether to reject the proposal or whether the proposal is actually really fitting to the organization mission and vision. Very broad view. So in this sort of broad view, we have many options, many options to the project itself. Um, then you can actually do your own evaluation plan, and that own evaluation plan would be how it fits your organization. So you can design, this different type of screening models, but the model must be able to be as objective as possible. It must be flexible to be used for many different type of projects. It must be capable, realistic, and whether it's actually fitting to the broader context of the organization, and whether the project is really, really, you have the capability of the team to do this or not, you have the expertise to do this or not. See, and then also you also can look into say the project, how does it contribute to the organization, and then how easy is it to use your model, and that this is all about the selection criteria that you're going to be putting onto your selection model, you see. So there's many type of models around, yeah. There's many type of models around. Some is very numeric, some of it is non-numeric, which is more qualitative. And then the non-numeric model of the sacred cow, meaning that, it has to be it, you see, like, this is it, you cannot do, you just have to do it, you see. And then, non-numeric can be operating necessity, competitive necessity means that if you don't do this, your component will do. This is a car company. If I don't produce this electric cars in the next 5 years, my company will be dead. Toyota will be dead. Honda will be dead. Everybody is driving electric car. Look at China, everywhere is electric car. Look at Tesla. So if you don't embark onto it, it's so necessary, it's so important, it's a necessity to be surviving in the industry. Or it could be an extension of whatever that you're doing at the moment. And then you have also the numeric model. These are really model that use numbers, like payback period, accounting rate of return, net present value, etc., etc. So I don't want to explain too much on these sort of models because, like I said, the non-numeric model definitely Dr. Lee will be actually presenting in the last two class with you. She will be talking a lot about this, with you guys. Okay, so then, now we know project, yes, go ahead. We're going to build a bridge. We're going to build a 2-lane bridge. Is this all? We're going to connect this point to this point. It is a necessity, so this project will definitely be pumping. The government needs to be pumping money. The federal need to give us money, to do this. So yes, it's an on thing already. Then the next stage is to put the scope of work itself into the test, you see. And this test here is whereby you are looking at the scope of work and do like the components and the subcomponents, like, if you're building a development project, you say that, oh, this is going to be it. You see, you're going to do a development on residential. The scope here will be the components and subcomponents. We're going to have 20 terrace houses, double story, single story, high class, medium class, low cost. So, and then those are the components, you see. And the subcomponents are like, okay, the other components that support these major components, like the structures, the drainage. And we are getting closer to work activities already. But we are still at this stage looking at the different components and subcomponents of a project and do cost benefit analysis. Cost benefit analysis, they are generally economic evaluation. Okay, economic evaluation deals with dollars and cents, and it is talking about whether your project is actually going to bring more benefit than cost. Okay, and again, these are the economic comparison. You're putting it in dollars and cents. You're comparing the operation maintenance value, maybe you're looking at the capital cost, maybe you're looking at the funding, maybe, and the funding can come over 3 years, and how is that going to be put into present value? And you're actually assessing what are the costs, what are the benefits. Is this cost, dollars and cents, going to be very, very, like the comparison is going to be bringing value for the money. So let's say my benefit is maintenance, my benefit is reduce in maintenance, my benefit is reduce in petrol costs, my benefit is to reduce in car repair costs, etc. And the other one, the cost could be it's calculated all in dollars and cents. It could be a lot of accidents, a lot of compensations, a lot of high costs in other things. If we don't do it. So this economic comparison, the evaluation of CBA, cost benefit analysis, is looking at a range of money related values of cost and benefit. Of course, we also have other studies that you express your benefit and cost in terms of non-monetary value. There is other units such as lifestyles, health, fatalities, accidents. So those are things that are not able to be measured. Like social, culture, and all that. So that generally is with the components that you're looking at, you are putting it through whether this project, with all the components inside there, how is this going to bring benefit to your organization? Like, for example, if I'm building a bridge, if I build a 4-lane bridge, if I build a 2-lane bridge, if I build a road that is 4-lane and compared to the road that is 2 lanes, I build a flyover that is 3 layers compared to 4 layers. So all these have to be calculated against your, looking at the component versus component. Now, we're not looking at project versus project. Project versus project is the one that I talked about previously. This is component versus component. When you have component versus component, you need to look into the benefit of this whole components and the subcomponents versus the components and subcomponents of the other similar. You may change the components and subcomponents. Same project, but you change the components and subcomponents, and you need to measure them in terms of economic analysis, which can be in dollar value, can be in non-dollar value. Of course, we need to look into financial evaluation. Financial evaluation usually would mean 2 things. Number one, money, where does it come from? Do you have the money to do it? And what sort of profit that is making as an acceptable return? So this analysis that we do, this study that we do, it's called, sometimes some people call it economic appraisal. But if you combine the technical studies, financial studies, and economic studies, we lump it under what we call feasibility studies.